Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a new month, it's March. We have a couple of games coming to the NES online service. Now, I'm pretty excited for one of them. It's one of my favorites, so without further ado, let's take a quick look at the two games coming to the Nintendo online service for March. I'll start with my least favorite of the two, and that's Kid Icarus. Now, let me start by saying that I am absolutely awful at this game, and I really didn't want to put in the time to become halfway decent at it. That's also not to say the game is bad by any means. This game is a classic platformer for the NES and presents a challenge of its own when you fight through these levels. Took me a while just to get through the part 1 of the first level. A lot of people probably have a good affinity for this game, and I would honestly say it fits pretty well with the other games currently on the service. So let's get super biased here. Well, not really. I'm not trying to compare these two games at all, but I really like Star Tropics, and it's not just because our main character is from my beloved home state of Washington. But I would say that automatically makes this game grade A gaming goodness. What's better than traveling to an 8-bit paradise, whacking defenseless creatures in mazes with a yo-yo, baseball bat, and other stuff, all to eventually save your uncle? Not much. I have to say it again, I really love Star Tropics, and I hope more people give it a go now that it's on Nintendo Online. This game offers a good mix of adventure and platforming that I was pretty impressed with a few years back when I first played it. At first, I had a few issues where the fact if I have to change directions, it takes 2 hits on the D-pad to actually move in that direction. You get pretty used to it fairly quickly. You know, I wasn't even upset when they tricked me to my first death on the first dungeon. Well played, Nintendo. Well played. So those are the two NES games coming to the service this month. Both great games in their own right. But let's stop and talk about some of my thoughts on the service so far. We're almost at 6 months of having the service, and I've said in most of my videos that Nintendo is actually missing some opportunities. We can definitely say Nintendo shows some love for its own history and older franchises, but at what point are we going to see the turning point? They have released these NES titles in many different ways. More recently, the NES Classic, which has over half the games they had ended up putting on the service so far. I understand that these games should be preserved and saved for younger generations to enjoy, but I think it's time they move on to what most people seem to agree on. And I have to say, I'm on board. Give us some SNES games. My second point is that, in my opinion, this was marketed specifically for the online play for NES games. I love the fact that you can play those classic games with people across the world. Playing Twin B with my buddies made the service slightly worth it in my opinion. But with the massive library that NES has, why hasn't Nintendo released more games with this compatibility? Maybe they're being lazy or something, but talk about a major opportunity to jump on board with the monthly NES games. But sadly, most would say that it adds no value to the service at all. Well guys, that's my opinion on the service so far, and it's really changed since the beginning. I'm also going to admit that everyone was right from day one. Yep, I said it. But anyways, if you sat through this entire video, why not drop a sub as a reward for entertaining you for this long? But don't forget to like the video and drop your opinions in the comments below. I'll see you next time.